Tarriq got a question.
Yeah, peace. Hello.
Peace.
We can hear you fine, Tarriq.
All right. Peace to the panel. Peace, Anetta.
Peace.
I just want to ask a question about the interview that you had with Dr. Reggie when he interviewed you, and you was talking about the Poppy situation. My question is, because you mentioned my case and my story, and that how you have a ledge on it because you said that you didn't know, or you don't believe me. So
I said I
like
don't believe you.
well, you alluded to like you
Come
don't
on,
know
brother.
for sure.
Get it
That's
right.
why you put a ledge.
Did you hear me say I don't believe you? Brother Tarriq.
Tarriq, you still there?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was on. I was on mute.
Did I say
You
to
have
you? Did I say that I don't believe you? I said that?
what? Do you remember what you said?
I'm asking you. You question it. You asking me the question.
Okay. You may not have used that particular word. You said, you alluded to the fact that you didn't know for sure, so you put a legend on there.
Which is true.
You're not wrong for that.
Well, let
Okay.
me answer the question. No, I'm not wrong for that. I was not there. I didn't see it go down. I'm not one to just take people's word for it. All right? Even if Dr. York was here, I'm not taking his word for it. I said alleged because I don't know if it's true or false. I don't know. But I'm not going to say you're a liar or you wrong. No, I would just say I don't
understand
know.
that.
I would
understand
say
that, but
I don't know. But guess what? I will give you the platform to tell your story to the masses of the people. That don't mean I got to believe in all of that. You see? I would simply say I don't know if it's true or false. I was not there. See, I'm not like a lot of, and excuse me, ladies, but I'm not like a lot of the dick riders that be on here and go for everything that people say. I don't do that. I sit
but
back
let me ask you a question real quick.
and I let the other person, it's up to y'all whether y'all want to believe it or not. But I'm not the one to go for everything and listen to what everybody say.
Yeah, but like typically in situations like this, a big profile case where something like this happened, there's normally nobody that comes up or reachable that you can talk to and try to find out for themselves. Like you're not able to reach the Michael Jackson victims or a certain high profile case. So for this situation, when you are able to reach a victim and talk to a victim, you get their side of the story, and I, this is not something comfortable for me to do or come out and say, but I'm doing it for a greater cause for the people and because the Nuwaupians and the son came out and he was saying that his father was innocent on your platform, and people watch your platform. So to me, that's not the truth in reality. So I have to come and correct that and tell the truth.
His father was innocent. I brought the other side up where you condemned it, and you said, now I would say the same thing to Prince York. I don't know if your father's innocent or not. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, he's innocent. See, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing.
Well, I'm just all right. Well, just look at this. Polite. You basically made Polite. Polite is studied under Malachi York. He called himself the son of Malachi York. Prince York is was on your channel a lot, and he's a mainstay somewhat. That's the son of Malachi York. There's a lot of ex-Nuwaupians that's through the House of Consciousness, so on and so forth. So it's a part of the community. It's a part of what's going on in reality, and is the truth. And nobody seems to want to actually get to the truth. It shouldn't matter like putting one side or the other side. It's like, let's look at what's going on. They have a group of people saying that a black leader was framed and was railroaded, and then you have victims saying that this is true and this is what happened. So like let's get to the answers and to the bottom of that, because you might just be the media, but I have to live with it, and it puts the victims' lives in a certain kind of jeopardy, because you have somebody saying that he's innocent and it was framed. And we all have mutual friends or whatever the case might be, but they thinking that we out here lying, and people moved on with their life. Like last week,
let me say this to you.
Let him finish first.
Real quick. Last week, one of the victims in an unrelated situation passed away. In a carjacking, got shot in the head. She had 3 kids, and she had a master's degree. but she grew up in the land just like all of us, and she was also a child molested victim. So it's like, so like, to me, it's real. Like, her story will never be told again because she's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? And people are talking about, going around the issue and stuff like that. So it just, like, when things are done like that, it puts us in a position, because we're out here telling the truth. So it puts us in a fragile position because we don't have the people, looking to find the truth. It's like, it still makes it look like a conspiracy and so on and so forth. And I think, like, it's so much information out there. It should have been already addressed. He pled guilty. There's a lot. There's this transcript. There's all this information that's out there. And then you got people like Polite and Prince York and other Nuwaupians. And I don't hate Nuwaupians, but they are telling people, they're giving people a lie. And we're affected by it because this is our life. You know what I'm saying? And we go through this. Like, you guys don't have to deal with what we went through. Like, we got to walk that walk. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's nobody out here putting the truth out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it. I have sisters that's been molested. 2 of my sisters. I have friends that I grew up with that's all went through the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got to speak out for everybody besides myself. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
All right, brother Tarriq. You are always welcome, brother. I never close my doors on you. You can come on anytime you want to speak. It's up to you to call me and say, brother, I got something on my heart. I need to get it down. Just like when the last time we did, what I do? I said, yo, brother, let's go. Come on out about 12 o'clock. Let's go to the restaurant, sit down and eat. We went into a restaurant, brother. We had a good time, and you told your story. Now, I brought your story to the world. That's my job. To me, that is my job. It is not my job to rally behind you and say, yeah, he did it. No, my job is to put your story before the world. And that's what I'm continue to do. And I don't have no problem with interviewing you again and letting you come out with more and more information. That's up to you, brother. Whenever you want to get on here, you got my number. Call your brother and say, sir, I need to get this out. It's something heavily on my chest. I need to put it on your platform. And of course, the door is always open to you, my brother.
Yeah, but I'm more like on a personal level, man, because you call me your brother and you're my brother. I'm your brother, and I come to you and I tell you what I've been through, and that's the truth, and you can accept that or you cannot accept that, but like that's what it is. Like, if you want to be my brother,
you gotta understand, I'm the media, brother. You don't see, you can't go to the news and tell them, yo, I did this or that, and I did that, and they're gonna say, oh yeah, matter of fact, yeah, this is what he did. He did this. And you don't do that in media, my brother. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Well, so
just like with the Poppy situation, I have now
alleged. Let's stick with York, though. York is a confirmed case. He is certified, verified. They got medical documents to back that shit up. He under the jail. He ain't in a jail cell. He in a jail cell under the jail.
Sister, there you go again. We speak on things we don't know. I checked it out. He is not in jail for molesting. That's not what he in jail for.
Not only what he's in jail for. He is also.
He's not in jail.
He didn't get convicted of that.
That's not what he's in jail for. He's not in jail for that.
He's in jail for trafficking minors across state lines for the
Tarriq, is he in jail for molesting people, brother?
He pled guilty to state court for child molestation.
Is Dr. York
got multiple sentences?
Hold on, let me answer the question. Let me answer the question, Sinetta. It happened in 2 stages. It was the guilty plea. He pled guilty to state for child molestation. He pled guilty to federal for racketeering and all that, RICO and all that stuff. The federal got rejected. Whatever happened, it ended up going to court, and the court only dealt with most of the federal stuff. And
that's see, that's
okay, but hold on. Now that there were charges dealing with child molestation, but it wasn't worded as child molestation because they don't have
I told you, trafficking minors across state lines for sexual purposes.
No.
Yeah. So now the reason hold on real quick. hold on, real quick. If you Sinetta, if you go look up, the guilty plea is still standing on the state level. It's never been taken back. You can look up his guilty plea; it's still standing. He went to court for federal charges, not for the state charges. The state charges dealt with all the child molestation counts, or at least the majority of them.
Tarriq. Tarriq, let me ask you one question. Is Dr. York doing time because of child molestation? Yes or no?
Yes, and I will answer that because he's doing time for child molestation, racketeering, trafficking. It's
no,
all multiple counts. It's not one count. There's not one count.
And then the people show you different through the records. Come on, brother. You got to keep it real, brother.
Okay, so Sinetta, I went to court to testify and told my story about being molested as a child. And what was the reason for that? Why did I go to testify that if he didn't get arrested for that and tried for that?
I have no idea about why would you do it.
Okay.
People do things
He had 207 counts.
Reasons. I'm not here accusing you. I'm not saying you right or wrong. I'm just telling you my position as the media. I can't come out and say, yes, he did it. Because come on, brother, I can't do that.
Yes, but
the media.
I'm going to give you the charges right now. I'm not pulling these up off the top of my head. I'm going to read them to you. Convicted in 2004 of child molestations and violations of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. He is serving a 135-year sentence. So he is not only in jail for child molestation, he is also up on RICO charges.
Ooh. Okay, and you're reading that from where?
That's from Wikipedia, but I can pull it from several sources if you would like. I just pulled up the first one because it seemed the easiest.
And you're reading it from what? You got to give me the source.
Didn't I just tell you Wikipedia was the first one I pulled up?
Wikipedia?
Yeah, and I can pull up a whole lot more.
Yeah.
With what I just said.
If we had, Sinetta, if I had the best intent in my mind, would I not try to come and tell you the truth?
All right.
If you're my brother, you understand?
Tarriq just said that no, he didn't been arrested for child molestation because they
that's not
what I said.
You did so. You said they didn't use the word.
No, he didn't. That's what you said.
No, he said that.
And he said no. He not only went to jail for
child molestation.
Okay. You wanna see it that way? He didn't go for child molestation. Okay, fine. That's your opinion. We have Mr. Morgan on the panel with us tonight. How you doing tonight, Chuck?
Oh, peace and blessings. How are you?
I'm fine. You had a question you wanted to ask, Si?
Well, it wasn't necessarily a question. It was just something I wanted to just add on to what the brother Tarriq was trying to point out in regards to something also that you brought up in reference to what Malachi York was convicted of.
Yes.
And one of the best sources to get the facts on what exactly he was found guilty on, you can, if anyone has access or gets a PACER account, and what that is it gives you access to any and all federal documents, court proceedings, and the results of convictions, etc. So in case 5-02CR00027, you have document 362 filed of November 4th. It's only 3 pages, and it gives a complete list of what York was convicted of. So you have 1, conspiracy to commit racketeering violations, which he received 240 months for. Racketeering acts, 240 months. Conspiracy to transport minors in interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity. Conspiracy to travel interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity with minors. And conspiracy to structure cash transactions to evade currency transactions reporting, which were required, which he got 60 months for. So the majority of what Malachi received in the federal conviction was 540 months on counts 4, 5, and 6, because he was found guilty on 11 of 13 counts in the federal. Transporting minors in interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity, that's where he received the 540 months. Travel interstate commerce to engage in unlawful sexual activity with minors, he received 180 months. So if we were to go down the list, he received a total of 1,620 months or 135 years. And this was under the Federal Mann Act. And the Mann Act was known once as the White Slavery Trafficking Act. So what the FBI was able to do was, because there's no federal statute on child molestations as a statement or term, they were able to use this Mann Act, which dealt with children, women being used and across state lines for sexual activity. And that's how the government was able to get him on that, because in the state case, of course, he pled guilty to the 200 plus counts, which are not necessarily the 200 people, but just the various counts, which consisted of anal sex. It consisted of digital penetration, which is fingering, and so on and so on. So and the total of those counts, York pled guilty. And the only reason he pled guilty was because when his blood work was returned, it found that he had the herpes simplex 2 virus, which several of the victims also had. And it was his legal team who decided in 2002, which he in 2003 pled guilty in both the federal and state, came up with the talk of having to plead guilty, because having to explain how he has herpes simplex 2 and several of the male victims and female victims having the exact same virus, it would be kind of difficult. So that I just wanted to bring some context to how and the government was able to finally convict York in the federal case. And if someone went to my website, Wu-Nuwaupuanism.com, I do have this all on the site for anyone to see, check, recheck, analyze, scrutinize, or criticize, because it's there. It is accessible, and I only put it up there for the sake of clarity for individuals who want to have the clarity on it. It's under the question: if Dr. York was not convicted on child sex crimes, then what exactly was he convicted of? And the documentation is there for anyone who wants to see it.
Damn. That's the information, man. Shit, that's all we need.
Yeah. But
hey, so that's how you do it.
That was all I need. That's all I
Church mouse.
Contribute. I just wanted to contribute in that. And I thank everyone for at least giving me the opportunity to do that. And I don't know if the brother's still there. Peace to Brother Sarnetta. I never had a chance to speak with you, but
peace.
I just wanted to say, you know, I'm happy to be able to at least share words with you. I watch you all the time, and you know, I think a lot of what you do has helped a lot of people, at least bring a certain aware or level of consciousness. And you know, it's just another platform where people have an opportunity to see things from various sides. Now, what I would like to say, and this is not necessarily a harsh criticism towards you directly, but I think that in regards to what I deal with Nuwaupuanism, period. That is my contribution in this thing, is to set the record straight on various aspects of it. I would think that it would be better or fair to have more of a counter argument to certain individuals that may come on your platform who advocate the Nuwaupuan doctrine or speak on York's guilty and or innocence. I've always wanted to, you know, share that part with you, at least.
Okay, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I'll definitely take a look at that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chuck, for coming on and clarifying.
My pleasure.
I've been meaning to get in touch with you, because we do off and on, we do a cult series over here. And it would be good if we had an actual expert on one of the people that we do be talking about, because we talk about them all, down to the Moonies. But
sure, anytime.
My email is LatashaPope1981@gmail.com. You can hit me up there. I'll respond back in usually an hour or two.
Sounds good.
If not sooner.
Yes,
but I do thank you for coming on and giving a more thorough than I could, because I know about your site, but I don't know how to navigate it. We'd have been sitting here for 10, 15 minutes, me trying to go through it to see what the actual information, even though you have questions listed. You got a lot of questions, brother. You got a lot of questions.
Well,
But
the question, I try to put the questions the same way that Malachi York did when he released the book series, 360 Questions Asked a Muslim, Hebrew Israelite, Israeli Church, or Nation of Islam. I just wanted to use it in that same format of a question and then answers, and then we go into the historicity of whatever it is that we're discussing and present the accurate concrete evidence to support anything, because anything that I'm putting on the site, I cannot have it based on my opinions. It has to be based on the evidence and the primary sources for the people to be able to analyze it and research it so that they'll be able to come to a conclusion on whether or not they would like to accept or reject.
That's always best. Don't just tell somebody something wrong. Show them how it is.
Solid.
It's more chance that they'll listen to you.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone, okay? And we all have a wonderful evening.
You as well, Chuck. Thank you.
Peace, bro.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chuck. Peace, bro.
Okay, we're going to wrap this 12:48. We're going to wrap this up. Are there any remaining questions on the panel for Sai concerning Sai? Did he answer your questions adequately and thoroughly?
No, we're talking about guilty or not guilty.
Guilty or not guilty?
Let me ask another one question real quick. So based on Chuck Morgan's answer, or more clarification on, are you satisfied with what he said?
Yes, I've always been satisfied with a lot of stuff he said. Trust me, brother. I've been listening a lot to Chuck Morgan and a lot to y'all.
But you
I just have a responsibility to do to my people, and that is to try not to get in the way of making my own personal statements. I can't do that as the reporter. I don't know why you can't understand that, brother. It's not up for me to say you guilty or you not. I can't do that.
I understand that. I'm not asking you specifically to weigh in.
Chuck Morgan have said a lot of powerful information, and I would never say he's lying or he's wrong. He's been saying a lot of powerful stuff. So I listen to that brother a lot.
The reason that we're having this conversation is because mutually on your platform is somebody saying the opposite of what I've lived through, and I'm saying is true. So my question is, what would be the implications if I was lying? So would I be an agent? Would I be getting paid? Would I be what would be the implications of me lying? Because if I'm not telling the truth, then I'm lying. So if I'm lying, what would that make me?
Let me ask you, how old was you when this happened to you?
I was 7 years old.
You were 7
on my
years
birthday.
old?
Upstate New York. I was 7 years old. Upstate New York.
And you saying that he penetrated you at 7 years old?
No, what I'm saying is, after the party I had on my birthday, one of the women, which was a teenager at the time, she took me to his trailer. When I came in the trailer, there was a cartoon porno on, and she started taking my pants down and touching me or whatever. And then he's on the right. I see him. He's taking his clothes off, his pants off, and he comes towards me. Now, that was the first incident when I was 7 years old. Now you're asking me, did he try to anally penetrate me on that specific event? No, that's the first time it happened. But there's been times when it happened in Georgia after Upstate where he did try to penetrate. Every time he tried to anally penetrate me, it just wasn't successful for him. But there was other things done. And there was always a third. There was always a woman there.
Damn,
so
that shit is crazy.
Yeah.